our promotions are under control. They're less than they were last year. We've had double-digit increase of our AUR since 2019. Our product acceptance and our inventory control is really what's driving our ability to make sure that we continue to drive the AUR growth that we have seen. We do go into every quarter with the expectation of keeping it flat, and then the customer votes. It helps us understand, what they're willing to pay. And again, as I mentioned, you get that product, voice, and experience lined up like we are, and the consumer is ready to buy.
It's fascinating. I'm really curious about your conversations with investors, Fran, because if you look, yes, it's been a little bit less of a gain over NVIDIA over this year, but still over a 12-month basis. Your stock has been expanding at a faster rate than even the most beloved tech giant out there. So you have a traditional retailer expanding at the rate of a technology company. What is it that investors really expect of you at the end of the day? And how do you really define to them what you grow as a retailer?
Yeah, I think what they're expecting from us is what we continue to do, which is deliver. We've spent a lot of years transforming this company and really rebuilding our operating model. And we've spent time and time and time again with the investors really explaining and helping them understand what all of that means. And they truly understand what that means. Obviously, evidence in the stock prices you guys just illustrated over the past year. So what that means is staying close to your customer, making sure that we're reading and reacting to the business, having financial discipline and how we control our inventories. It's a new way of thinking about retail, and our operating model continues to drive results.
How are you also thinking about partnerships? During the call, you were talking about, for example, your NFL partnership. What does this really bring to you at the end of the day? Is it new customers? Is it more customers? And what kind of cost does it come at?
You know what? It's a little bit of both. It's been very exciting. I like to say we are no longer a jeans and t-shirt company. We're certainly a lifestyle brand, and we hear from our customers what is important to them. So a great example is the NFL partnership. We started this partnership about 3 years ago. We tend to do things small and then build on them as they work for our consumer. It's a real test and learn culture that we have here. The NFL is a fantastic example of that. We now have all 32 teams. We've got expanded product categories. Last year, mostly focused on fleece and t-shirts. Now we have outerwear and hats and sweaters. The collection is off to a great start. And if you look at our Hollister brand, same thing. How do we expand that consumer's product categories? And we just launched a terrific collegiate assortment, over 30 universities across the United States. And again, off to a great start with that. It's really helping drive our strong back-to-school performance.
And I also want to talk about geographic footprint as well. I'm taking a look at the notes you sent over to our producers. You plan to be a net opener of stores next year. What areas of the country are you thinking about there when you take a look at your map right now?
Yes, so we are actually going to have almost 120 new experiences this year, twice as many as we had last year. And to your point, it's our third year of being a net store opener. Those reference stores actually around the world. So it's our global footprint that we're looking to expand, both through the Abercrombie and the Hollister brands.
And I want to talk internationally as well. There's some news on the terminal out today that Abercrombie & Fitch has plans to return to Hong Kong 8 years after you shut down your flagship store. According to people familiar, the plans are to rent 2 large stores in prime locations in Hong Kong. Are you able to confirm those reports?
So we have stores in Hong Kong. So we saw that earlier this morning. We sent in a correction. So we're not returning to Hong Kong. We are currently in Hong Kong with several stores. We are in the APAC region. As I mentioned earlier this morning, we saw a 3% net growth and a 21% comp growth throughout that region this year.
You mentioned something earlier, Fran, as well, that I want to go back to for a second here. This back-to-school moment that many people are having. You were talking about the NFL partnerships, not just back to school. It's back to watching football. I think this weekend is a lot of the first big games, or next weekend. I'm still learning my football lingo. But what can you tell us about the demand that you are seeing headed into this fall season? A lot of people out there worried about the consumer, but this is a critical time to sell.
Yeah, listen, we were thrilled with the beginning of August, which I mentioned this morning. We have momentum coming out of the second quarter, and it's remained into the third quarter. To your point, the NFL is certainly driving a piece of that. It's one part of our business, but it's just only one part. We're also seeing tops and bottoms selling. Our dress business remains strong. The wedding shop that we talked about last time we were together has gained momentum, and those weddings honestly go all year round now. And then as far as collegiate goes, same thing. Exciting to see that consumer. They start freshman year in high school, start thinking about aspirational places that they want to go to college. So another good opportunity for us to connect with the consumer.
Fran, the other question I have here about Abercrombie & Fitch, of course, Abercrombie & Fitch, Hollister have been two iconic brands for a very long time. You've certainly reinvigorated it in a pretty massive way. But do you see A&F having more brands? Do you see yourself expanding into even more categories, perhaps even through the means of mergers and acquisitions, given how far your stock has come as currency?
Our focus today is on investing in the business, and that's our number one plan for our capital allocation as we continue to do. We're currently making some very big investments in the business, from digital and technology, the stores piece that you asked about earlier, investing in opening and transforming our stores as well. We will continue to stay close to that customer to understand what they're looking for. YPB is a great example of a brand extension. That's our performance brand under Abercrombie & Fitch, called Your Personal Best, which I'm seeing on the screen right now. You're showing lots of pictures of. So again, it's staying close to the customer and listening to what their insights are telling us.
I want to talk a little bit more about technology investments in particular, because we're all awaiting NVIDIA earnings after the bell. You can't get through a conversation without talking about AI. And when you think about your own investments, has Abercrombie started using AI in any capacity, especially when it comes to generative AI, for example?
Yeah, I mean, AI has been a part of our business. I know everybody talks about it like it was just founded last year, but it's actually been something that we've been working with for some time now. There's lots of applications, certainly within our business, that you can use AI for. So we're continuing to explore like everybody else is. We have our own, AI task force to make sure we're staying up to date on what the opportunities are.
To that end, also, I have to say, Fran, I am very, very guilty when it comes to shopping on social media. My Instagram gives me something and I am going to click on it. And so has AI helped you with kind of figuring out what users want more of? Has it somehow made you more efficient? Could you put more numbers around it? And how has that kind of online channel become more important to you?
Yeah, and listen, we have our marketing today, is the majority of it is digital, and I would say that we are certainly a leader in social commerce for sure, and in social media, and the digital platforms. The data and analytics team helps us understand what the customers are looking for. They relay that to both our marketing and our digital teams to make sure that we're staying up on what's working for them and what's not working for them.